Josh in La Puente, California. Let me thank you for your repeat purchase. I am See More Better with free prescription lenses, and today for your next pair, I'll be cutting something unique. I can clean the counter off here. I should. This is the Ultem 200, size 54. Comes in this zippered case. Why? Because not only has it the frame, but it holds 4 clips, which we'll go over. But this is the Ultem 200 super lightweight frame. Comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and I'm going to include that for you. Now, this is, where's my flashlight? The Ultem 200, size 54, color 02, which is the black. It is super lightweight frame. It is very close to the Ray-Ban 2132 New Wayfarer. I'm wearing the 52. This is a 54. It's slightly larger, so it's more in line with the Ray-Ban 2132 size 55 New Wayfarer. You can almost take the lenses out of a size 55, heat this frame up, and pop them in here. But we'll cover the 4 magnetic clips in a moment while the lenses are cutting. But let me get this started. I'm going to go ahead and pop out the original demo lenses and put into the tracing element of my blocker. Scan your number. You are Secret Agent 1140. Let's go ahead and program this one in there. And the nice thing about programming it in is that years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I can pull this shape up on the computer and mail new lenses right to your home for you to pop in when you see how easy it is to do. So the first thing, this little stylus is going to go around and trace the inside bevel of the frame on the right side before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy genuine, authentic Ultem frame and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. Josh, you know you need prescription. So let's move on to the next screen. That is the shape of the lens we'll be cutting, only magnified. If I will minify it down, you will see that is the shape. So your pupillary distance for your right eye is 33. I'm going to go ahead and enter that. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap this plus button 1 time because it goes up in ½ millimeter increments. I want to raise the optical center up to 22, and I'm going to mark that on there, 2 up at 22, and we can go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Your right eye reads -150, -75 at 30. Let's spin the axis wheel to 30. Put the power drum on -150. Let's actually make sure everything is zeroed out, and it is. Put it on -150, -150, -75, -150, -75 at 30. We can go ahead and take the lens out of the protective sleeve, although let's go ahead and put some ink in here. The never-ending battle of ink. Inky, 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 inky. Now we can take the lens, put it into the viewfinder, rotate it until the spherical component of the lens comes into view first. Check your astigmatism correction. That looks good. And we're going to put, actually I'm only going to put 2 dots on it this time. I'm going to mark this one the right lens, and we're going to do the same thing now for the left lens, which reads -150, -1, -150, -1 at 160. Turn the axis wheel to 160. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Rotate the, still the same 150 power. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first, the 150 power. Check your astigmatism correction, which I'll explain a little bit later in this video. Put the 2 dots on the lenses, and we're going to mark this one L, the left lens. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. That joke never gets old. Well, to me, to anyone watching it, they're like, oh my God, he said it again. So, in order to get your lenses cut, I need to attach this to your lenses. This is, so I need to put a double-sided, this is called a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 right here. And the black side is the sticky side. We're going to line this one up on the first one, set it on the platform, do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now on the back is a little silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. Put that there. And the reason I put those dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So we're going to make sure everything is lined up. And check one thing. Oh yeah, the lens is much larger than what we need. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which is the left lens. Line up the magnet, pull away the paper to make the block sticky. Pupillary distance for your left eye is the same. It is also 33. The optical center has been mirrored. Line everything up there. And hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. Well, actually it costs $30,000. This costs $10,000. This costs $30,000. And it weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy their own. Put it on your kitchen counter. And then you can cut your own lenses at home. You will need this guy with the two thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is on the far left. It's a diamond crusted wheel that's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center with that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So now the magnet can do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. That's right, more free bad jokes with the purchase of every frame. So we're going to wake up the computer. You are Secret Agent 1140. That is the shape we'll be cutting. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic or Trivex, I would select that. With polycarbonate, the polish wheel always comes up. I'm not going to polish because it won't be seen in this frame anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel, which means I'm going to smooth out the front surface of the edge of the lens after cutting because it's not going to protrude from the frame. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. And barely any of your lens will protrude from the back surface of this frame, but there's another reason I do that, which I'll show a little bit later. With the green arrow, which is start in every language, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and the lens is going to drop down onto the cutting wheel once the cutting wheel starts up. Oh, but first, I forget, the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame, which I checked over there on the blocker, but it's doing its own. And then it's also measuring the thickness of the lens at every point on the circumference, or the radius. Forgive me, I missed that day in math. And I mathed wrong. And to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that water does not spray onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle, where plastic, high index plastic and Trivex lenses do cut wet. The water sprays onto those. Now water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds just to wash away any optical debris that you may happen to see beginning to form on the lenses. But your lenses are made out of polycarb. Polycarb is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high impact ballistics grade lenses, the same lens materials that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. It also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin there in La Puente, California, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive. So this is permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that you have to reapply every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, this is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now if you notice, your lens is completely flat around the edges, so it's now going to get the V-shaped bevel put onto the lens and on the bevel wheel. But it also comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. Now you have the anti-glare coating, which reduces glare when driving at night. It also reduces glare from computer screen to overhead fluorescent lights, reflection lights and such. It also reduces reflections in pictures with a flash, or when you take a selfie you won't see your reflection in the camera. It also comes, as I mentioned, the industry's hardest scratch coating. Now you upgraded to the anti-glare coating when you did that. Now this frame comes with 4 clips. This is a gray polarized lens with a green Revo mirror coating. It also comes with a standard gray polarized lens. And then let's show you something cool since I have these in front of me. The way you can always tell if a lens is polarized, you hear the term polar opposites. When you look through it, you pass two lenses in front of each other, you'll be able to see through them. But if you turn one at 90 degrees, it blocks all the light. Hence the term polar opposites. They're completely opposite, so it stops glare on a horizontal surface off roads, bumpers, windshields. It also comes with the yellow shooter's lens, which normally comes in this tortoise clip. But what I did, for anyone who buys these with single vision lenses and you upgrade to the anti-glare coating, I took out the anti-glare lenses and I cut a tinted brown lens to go in there. And I decided to put it with the brown tortoise clip. Now there is the option for another $45 to have brown polarized lenses. That would give you 3 polarized clips. 2 gray ones, one with a green mirror coating and then brown polarized, but for free I'll put a brown tinted lens in for driving and other things. Some people just like the brown lens. And of course the yellow lens, also known as a shooter's lens, but it's also good off when it's snowing or rainy, foggy. Great high contrast lens, plus it's a cool look. So usually the anti-glare comes with the blue clip. The gray polarized lenses both come with a black clip. So I took the yellow out of the brown tortoise clip. You can see the tortoise features in there. And I put the yellow lenses in the blue clip, and then I cut brown lenses to go into here. And of course this frame is nice because you can just pop the clips on there. And the magnets are so strong you can put all 4 clips on here if you wanted. And they hold very well. So when it's rainy, foggy, snowing, you just clip on the yellow one. You want the brown clip, you clip that one on. These are rare earth magnets, super lightweight but very strong. It does not add any weight to this frame. I've been wearing the Ray-Ban New Wayfarer model number 2132 in size 52 for 7 years because it is so comfortable. I also have, hang on, let me put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. I also have a pair of these that if I was smarter, I would have worn today, but no one accused me of being smart. And of course you've got, oh, come on now. Take everything out of its sanitized wrapper. The gray clip to go over your lenses, and then when you on extra bright days we have the Revo green mirror clip that will go on and turn your sunglasses or your glasses into polarized green mirrored lenses. Just check something. Yo, Justin, I hadn't heard from you in a while. This guy works in the optical industry. It's great that I hear from you during a video. So let's go ahead and see if this one fits first time around. Let's take the lens out of the chuck, or by now I'm calling it the Charles, the Chucky baby. Remove any swarf, which is optical sawdust that may still be on the edge of the lens. Take the frame. We're going to tuck it in at the outside corner. And of course, if you ever order new lenses from me, I'll show you what to do, but you tuck it in at the outside corner, then using your thumbs push down the nose and it snaps right in. To take them out, you turn the frame around, pull up on the top of the frame, push down on the lens, and it goes right in. Let's go ahead and pop this one in, shall we? And then again, when you want, we'll use the cool green mirrored ones. Whoop, got to take this block off first. Pop that off. Use my hand-approved drying method, throw that back in there for the next one, take the sticker, add it to my collection, and now the right lens is done. We can start cutting the left lens, flip that over to L, stick that on there, hit start, and of course the green mirrored one, like I said, when you go outside, just pop that on and you now have green mirrored lenses. 4 colors to choose from. So we're going to come down here to the lensometer while the left lens is cutting. We're going to check the power. We're going to spin the axis wheel back to 30 and put it in above that black dot and read the power, and we are getting -150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. The unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at 0 and going up in 0.25 or quarter increments. So 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, 1 1/4, 150. Do I hear 175? Going, sold at 150. So you have 6 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted with your glasses off. Everything is much too large. So So that's why there's a minus sign. Your lenses actually minify images down to the correct size. Once they are the correct size, you have a second curve on your eye for astigmatism. You have 3 steps there. So you have one curve this way, the spherical component, which is minus 150, a second curve this way, which is the minus 75, which is slightly steeper. That's how you line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So think of it as the fine-tune knob, and we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 30 degrees. Let's go ahead and check your astigmatism correction. And we are at, where's my flashlight? Minus 2 1/4. 1 tick mark away from 2. How's that? Because we add 2 like signs together. So if someone had borrowed $1.50 from you and then they borrowed another 75 cents, they would owe you $2.25 combined. 2 1/4, 2.25 in the red. Now your left eye, same amount of far-sighted correction, minus 150, 6 steps. You're on the 6th rung of the ladder, but you need 1 additional step for your astigmatism. So you have, we'll be reading minus 250 combined power at the 1/60th meridian. These first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells us where to line everything up so it's nice and crisp. So this Ultem frame sells for $200 with the 4 magnetic clips. You upgraded to the anti-glare for $44.99. Now, again, originally this came with an anti-glare clip, but I feel that because the original lenses are so thin, this would be the one that would scratch. So you get a much higher quality anti-glare coating on these lenses. So when you upgrade to anti-glare, again, I throw in a brown clip for free, or if you want to pay an extra $45, you can get the polarized brown. Polarized just blocks 40% more glare. Now, I don't have that option on my website. I will be revamping the website soon. But for now, just email me before or after, and I'll send you a PayPal invoice for $45 if you tell me you want the polarized brown, and I will make it happen for you. So, this one is done. Let's go ahead and take the left lens out. I opened that door with my mind, by the way. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice. I just got to stare at it for a couple hours, but I can do it. Gosh, come on, guys. So I'm going to clean off the Schwarf, the optical sawdust, come down here, grab the frame, tuck the lens in at the outside corner, use my thumbs, push down at the nose, and actually it does not want to go in there easily because it's slightly stronger, so I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off, going around the circumference of the lens. Now there's the old saying, you can always cut more off of a lens. I always heard it with wood first. You can always cut more off of a board, but you can never add it back on. So same thing. I start a little bit large and then work my way down. I don't want to force the lens into the frame. A lot of people in a hurry will use heat. That's what this does. It blows heat onto the frame, making the plastic more pliable so the lens pops in there. The reason why I don't like to do that, and I use a method called cold mounting, which you married people will know that term. It's called the cold mount. All right, wait. We're gonna edit that out. You don't listen, honey. I'm not, honey. I know I'm supposed to be more professional. We talked about this. Come on, don't you remember? So, the reason why I don't like to is because if the frame was heated and I forced the lens in there, it would cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the industry called roll, where if you can imagine the bottom of the frame, it was like a gutter. It caused the bottom of the frame to roll outwards, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the life of the frame. So you want a perfectionist like me cutting every pair of lenses for you. They get shipped worldwide, so you never have a problem. These big giant labs that make 1,000 pair a day, when you go to your average optical shop and they tell you come back in a week to 10 days or even 2 weeks, that's why they're sending them out to someone else who does 1,000 pair of glasses a day. They use a lot of heat. They force the lens in there because they have time constraints. Look, now it pops in there easily. And that's one of the long-term side effects you can get when you have your frame and lenses outsourced by a large lab. Now, I do have those same labs make the lenses for me, but I will mount them myself. So we're going to come down here to the lensometer, spin the bind, and I'm going to mark on here how far, that I took it down. -10 for the left eye. The right eye was perfect. So that years from now, if I send you new lenses, they'll be cut to this size where you can pop them right in, Josh. Turn the fine-tune knob to 160, put it in over that black dot, Check the power, and I am getting minus 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2. Let's check your astigmatism correction, the second curvature that's on the lens. And I'm getting 250, exactly halfway between 2 and 3. Man, I tell you, I couldn't do a better job if I had cut these lenses myself. So your pupillary distance is 66, 33 for each eye. So I'm going to turn this around, hold the card up over the back of this so you can see the 2 dots there. Place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and then we hold it up to the left lens. We're getting 66 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now, here's the time in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping in the US, and of course La Puente, California is in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side could be sitting higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. So just stop by your local place and tell them if it's too loose or too tight or uneven on one side. It only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly, but I'm going to get these in standard alignment for you. And again, I'm part of that 80%. I am no different. When I put mine on brand new, they sit high on one side, so I have to adjust my own. But I'll get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, as I mentioned, I'm part of the 80%. When I take mine off and set them down on the counter, they wobble, but they sit level on me. Again, let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Flip this over, press down to make sure there is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly and neither one is askew like that. Check the tension on each hinge, and that's even and uniform. So that is it. I do appreciate your repeat business, Josh. I send out a selfie request to have in your package to have your picture on the website. I would love to have you rocking these with any color clip that you want, or a clear, you can do that too. And he reached out to me on Instagram, but I also send out, by the way, the selfie request and instructions, not only how to care for the premium microfiber cleaning cloth, but for most cases, this one possibly you can use the instructions I include, but also instructions on how to care for your frame and lenses as well as the cleaning cloths. No other seller on the internet does that, I am told. But he reached out to me on Instagram. You can always email me, but it's always a unique way to find a new way to reach me. If you like what you've seen so far, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos of glasses being made and more explanation of lenses. And I'm actually going to do a dramatic turn. I'm going to start doing some other videos of me not cutting lenses where I explain other things in detail, more about the transitions extra active with the flash mirrors, with blue light protection, motorcycle riding glasses, everything that can be involved with eyewear. So you'll see those videos coming up soon. And but again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook as freeprescriptionlenses.com, on Twitter as freerxlenses. You can email me directly at the website on the contact me button, or directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Or better yet, you can always, if you have a question or a comment, you can leave it in the comment section below on the video. I try and check that daily and respond back to everyone. So that's it. Josh in La Puente, California. I can't thank you enough again for your repeat business, this time for the purchase of the Ultem, the Ultem 200, size 54 in color 2. There are about 5 frames from Ultem, all plastic so far. There's this shape, the classic new Wayfarer shape. There's a small rectangle, there's a large rectangle, there's the round P3, there's a smaller version of this, and now there's a new one coming out, the 259. I'm having that sent over from Italy. It's going to take 2 weeks to get here, but it is a metal frame. Metal frames have the nose pads attached to them, but some people like those, and I'm finally going to have some of those available. But thanks again, Josh in La Puente, California. If I can be any more help, you know where to reach me at, and everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.